Hey there from Bugeye Guys. This is Jeremy's Bugeye. It came to us not running. And today we're going to talk about why it's not running. I have no idea, but I have some hunches based on what he told me. So let's jump right in and see if we can diagnose this together. This is an unconventional car. It's got a fuel injection system and a supercharger from a Mini Cooper. But the stuff that we're working on today, so don't be distracted by that, is all Bugeye specific. So you pull this and you don't get anything. And so we know we've got ignition because I could hear the fuel pump. So when I turn the key, what you hear is the fuel injection pump firing and pressurizing the system. That's again non-Bugeye, non-stock. But the part that is Bugeye is this, which is the starter solenoid, and we're not getting any action as I pull the S knob. So let's open up the hood. I'm going to shut this off while we do that and see what we can find. So we're back, and this is what I want you to see. This is very Bugeye. This is the starter solenoid when you pull the cable, and this engine bay is very unconventional. Nick, if you just kind of come back slowly for a second, this is crazy to see. It's kind of the elephant in the room. I want to make sure you get a minute to see this. This is a supercharger for a Mini Cooper with a fuel injection system. So this is totally unlike any other Bugeye we've ever seen, and just a radical custom thing. It's pretty cool. But coming over to here, what they've done when they built this is that they've used the Bugeye starter solenoid, which is totally stock, same as on a 948 low-tech car. So when you pull this cable, here is what's happening. It's a little rusty, but part of the challenge is that it has a right angle. On this original cars, this would be straight. So part A, that's an issue that we got to work on, is the routing of this, and also it freed up. But there's our problem. This is very simple. So that's all that happened. This whole issue is all about this routing, problem solved. You can't get there from here. Well, now you can, but you need it. You need that extra 32nd of an inch to get this out. And the reason I wanted to make this video is to show you that you can do this on your own. Now again, in your stock Bugeye, this would be 90 degrees, but you can move this very easily like that to crank the engine. It won't start now because I have the key off. The other thing you can do that's kind of fun is this. You can bridge the contacts of this with any metal object, just to show you that it will start, of course. So all I'm doing is bridging these two terminals. One is sending juice. The juice comes into this. The juice has to go down to the starter motor. By bridging these terminals, you can determine if this is no good, you'll get the car to start. If this is fine, you'll get it to start here. But you can basically diagnose it. In other words, a common problem we've had is these go bad, and they're not the highest quality product in the fleet. So when they go bad, if you bridge the terminals and it starts, that verifies it's bad. If you bridge the terminals and it doesn't start, then your problem is downstream. Perhaps the starter motor is no good. Perhaps the ring gear is somehow stuck with the starter motor. Any of those things would cause that problem. Anyway, just wanted to show you if your Bugeye doesn't start, this is part A, step one, where you look, because these can fail. We sell them in our parts catalog, so we have more of these, or you should carry a spare perhaps. But now that you know the screwdriver technique, you'll be able to bypass this if it's no good. Don't forget, you can also pop start these cars on a hill by rolling downhill. That bypasses all of this if this is the issue. So more that you can now know about how to start your Bugeye. If it doesn't start, thanks for watching from Bugeye Guys.